actually try to do a YouTube meetup camping exploration site tour of southern Alberta, of Writing on Stone Park, which is the Milk River / southernmost Badlands border of Montana and the U.S. That extends these Badlands all the way up. I believe it's 400 kilometers from south to north. I could be mistaken, but that sounds correct. And so it goes from this Milk River, Writing on Stone, up through this Red Rock Coulee that we're currently looking at, through Medicine Hat Badlands, all the way up to Drumheller, Alberta, and even further north. Just massive, extensive, insane, what are labeled these Badlands. They're pretty desolate, barren looking, like they're not lush by any means. I do believe that the majority of it is actually arid and classified technically as desert, and that nothing really grows through these. Yet in my explorations of I am starting to find a couple in the Red Rock Coulee area, but more so it was everywhere in the Medicine Hat Badland Guardians, with all of the terracing for what looked like ancient usage of agriculture of the water and storing it better, and just agricultural farming on a much more harmonic and efficient manner than what we do today. And that potentially these once now Badlands were once lush, or at least heavily, densely populated and well farmed areas. And my apologies having to go back and forth to different computers, as I still haven't been able to get StreamYard to let me log back into my main laptop yet. It's just a pain in the butt, but we're making do. And what gets me on this is how they're literally resting on the top ridge, like on top, not just on top of the soil, but also on like the very top of these geology here, and the hills / possible mounds, whatever they are, just anomalous. It is anomalous in its features. And for those unaware, I actually did 3 years of post-secondary education majoring in geology and geography. So I do have a bit of a scientific background in this, and I find these so much of the official story just BS and impossible. Yeah, right. And well, and what we speculate, Isaac, if you've seen, and actually what I will be playing a segment of coming up with the Dutch Synths first interview, but with Stellium 7 joins in, he looks into this Titanology and what we believe, if you believe in the 5 ages of the sun, and like that there were giants in those days beforehand and possible titans before that these could also be biogeology, as in giant seeds or giant eggs potentially left over, or giant bowling balls from titans themselves, who knows. But that what seems to be evident in all of these Badlands sites throughout North America, not just in Canada, but also the US, Utah, uh, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, everywhere that they call these badlands, that they look like they've had some sort of mass catastrophe, whether it was like nuclear or a plasma, some sort of insane past heat and destruction that hit it. And now we are getting into the actual Badland Guardians site of Medicine Hat, Alberta. And I did take a sample to get tested and to look at, Isaac, to answer your question. They do seem, and they claim to be of sandstone, but there's a few features. I'm going to have to do a full episode on it, and I'll most likely be doing it with Wandering Wolf. Shout out to Michael at Wandering Wolf Productions. Epic channel and work that he does, visiting every ancient site, anomalous sites around North America, South America, Asia, Middle East. He's been all over, and looking forward to catching up with him. And he was the one who put me on to the actual location of Red Rock Coulee that we just looked at, and now we are looking at the hillsides of what is the picture at the top, my logo of Crypto Alchemist, the face of the Badland Guardians. Sorry, it's actually this guy right here. My logo, of course, being this guy, which is just down the valley, probably 10 kilometers over, 5 to 10 kilometers from this guy right here. And it was this guy right here that I'm going to be showing all of the next pictures of our different sides, hillsides and angles of this hill. You can see the main road separating the two faces, with the Quetzalcoatl, I believe, the dragon headdress or snake headdress on this Aztec, Mayan, Olmec looking warrior guy, and that each hill face making up this giant feature is completely terraced, as in terraces, potentially agricultural terraces would be the purpose of it. And that is what you're looking at right here in this hillside. And you can see these parallel lines going up and down every single foot, and incline angle of these hillsides, these parallel terraces everywhere. And this is part of this macro terraforming that created these massive faces, figurines, geoglyphs from above, and that at one point I would be willing to wager that this was all used as agricultural terracing. And from my brief conversation with the current rancher farmer owners of this property, they definitely are not responsible for it. They do not use it. They barely even traverse it, yet alone plow it or try to farm it, other than just for cattle grazing. And when I was there in mid-June, which is actually Alberta's rainy season this year, it was so dry in June still that he was afraid of wildfire breaking out, and thus I wasn't able to explore more of the site than what I did here. But as we continue, you can see every single surface, every single incline and angle of these massive hill features have these parallel lines, these parallel terraces. How high are the ridges? I would say at least a couple hundred feet, if not, well, yeah, probably at least one, at least a couple hundred. Each one of those is each terrace, each parallel line is about a meter on average. I didn't measure them at the time, but that would be my best estimate from what I saw while I was there. And yeah, from bottom to top, maybe even a few hundred. Yeah, so the terraces, some were about a foot and some were a meter. It was weird, depending on the hill. The smaller hills, now that I think about it, were about a foot. The bigger ones had them at about a meter. And as you can see, just over and over and over, every single which way on them. And this would be extremely ancient terraforming or construction, and that it still remains today, to this day, as I guess a testimony to just how incredible this work really is. Oops, going too far. Here we go. We can see from another angle, another hill face on it. Terraces down, just everywhere. And this is just a small sampling of the pictures that I have and of the hills there of it. Still will be doing full length features on this, going over all of the evidence and the material, the pictures, video, content that I've collected and got this summer. Oh yeah, no, definitely, Isaac. They would not be using farm equipment on those steep inclines today. God no, like you'd roll a vehicle trying to drive up these, a lot of them. And let's see. So right down in the middle here was like the one like path, the one vehicle path. Actually, it might be below the picture cutoff. I'm not sure. Either that or it's hidden by foliage or something. But yeah, it was very rarely you could tell driven on, and that it was more one half of it was used as game trail and for like the cattle and whatnot, and you know, the tire track on the second part of the trail, fairly rarely used with lots of plants growing up in it, you know, like it hadn't been driven on in quite some time. And that as I explored and climbed up and down these hills, making sure that it's like, oh, this isn't each single one, definitely not all animal trails, grazing trails, or anything from recent human construction whatsoever. So this is to the northeast of Medicine Hat, Alberta, and the Red Rock coulees I was showing. Oops, sorry, wrong way. These are Red Rock coulees here to the southwest of Medicine Hat, Alberta. So a lot of very interesting stuff around Medicine Hat. And then what we are showing here is the backside of Mount Yawnuska. And Mount Yawnuska is in Kananaskis country. I believe it actually could be part of or is part of the goodness gracious, is it the Stony Reserve that is out there, or the Blood? I think it's Stony. The Seek, no, not the Seek, that's to the east. Why can't I think of the actual reservation name? I'm not sure. It'll come to me anyways. Lots of anomalous megalithic sites here, and what could be the entrance to an underground mountain, I don't know, city, passageway, tunnels, mausoleum, burials, who knows? But I believe it's is guarded by these guardians here, and in the cliff above we have chiseled out pathway that go into entrances into the mountain, and I've now hiked here twice, and there are actual faces on these ancient guardian badlands, this one being bears. And these, I don't know, they look kind of alien and elongated head skulls. And that is just one portion of this area that is anomalous, that I'll be doing a full feature episode with shout out Cody to Catch, my brother Cody. Those that are into King of the Dot or freestyling or hip hop in general. Cody, lifelong friend of mine, we hiked up this mountain originally, and TJ to Catch as well, my brother, his brother, brothers, when we let out rest in peace, bless your soul, Cat to Catch their mother's ashes on top of this mountain, is when we found these original Badland Guardian, Mountain Guardians on the backside, as well as my dog leading us to a tunnel on the front side of Yawnuska, which, let's see, do I have it? Oh, no. I will show it before we are done this stream. That looks like a giant reptoid guarding a cave and entrance that my dog, he ran off to it and like tracked to this mountain cave on the front side of Yawnuska. And I haven't really gone into detail about it, as I want Cody to tell the story more so before I make mine public or we discuss it together. But currently looking at, there's two pathways on this cliff face, this being the one to the right side, and then there's also one to the left side right here. And it looks like there's two separate entrances that are carved, chiseled paths out of the backside of this mountain. We've done our research. There's no mining, no history of mining, and it is potentially sacred Indian land. So could this be a tomb back there? Oops, gone too far. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that we have covered that, we will go into some alchemy, but first I will play a bit of the Dutch Sense interview. Number 1, we've done 2 so far. Hopefully number 3 happens soon. He was stating so earlier tonight on his stream that it will be happening, and who knows, he might still even show up to this one, as he's got the links, but don't know if he was able to get into his email. Apparently he's locked out. Who knows? But I promised some Dutch, so we shall deliver some Dutch and start off with the interview 1 of myself, Dutch, Ancient Historia, and Stellium 7.